Morgan, what's it like now? Deadline's passed. This is the group, moving forward.
Yeah, it's a good feeling. We had a chance to kind of address that this morning. Talk about the game last night, and moving forward, what we want to do, what we want to accomplish, and so I think we're all excited to be here. We're all excited to be, past that trade deadline marker, and just kind of moving forward.
Sheldon raved about that third period. Said it was the best one he's seen. What did you see? And
yeah, I thought it was good. I think if you look at the way that we played, we were able to, play with the puck, but be smart defensively. Kind of control play in our own way. Without being hemmed in there. Obviously, down a goal, trying to tie it, but we were able to kind of control it and play with pace and play smart, and so that's a good feeling. And again, we talked about that this morning about the good things that we did, and the importance of carrying that over and doing that again and again.
what was it like for you? The 7D, different partners, what's a game like that for you?
It's fun. I think when there's a curveball like that, it's challenging, but that adds to the fun. I thought everybody played well, and obviously the result is outstanding. So, yeah.
What's it like when you're out there beside the human eraser?
It's great. I like being out there with him a lot. He's happy to be back in Toronto. We're very happy to have him. So, I think we watched some clips this morning of him being physical and whatnot, and I think as a group we welcome that, and we want more of that, and he does that naturally.
How much did you two talk about, the 2-day span or 1 day span, I guess, where you're actually on the same organization?
We've had times in the past where we've talked about it. That's ancient history, and he's happy to be back. We're happy to have him. He's a huge addition to our back end.
We knew he's physical, but when he has that contact with Lucic and Lucic bounces off him like that, how much does that get your attention?
I think it got everybody's attention a little bit on our bench, and it's not something you see every day. So when it happens, you just kind of move on in the moment, then you address it afterwards.
How different did you feel like the group is? Obviously, Kyle did make a number of changes. He had all 6 of the new faces in the lineup last night. How different does the group feel now that these guys have come in?
Yeah, I don't think the group is incredibly different in terms of the way it feels. I think when you add guys that have played in the league and have experience and character and stuff, they come in and they just kind of adjust. And as their teammates, we want to make them feel comfortable. So I don't think it's a complete overhaul with how the group feels, but there's definitely lots of positivity in terms of the personnel that we added, the people that we added, and how our group looks moving forward. So as we continue to play here, I think that'll change and grow and hopefully move in the right direction as we win some games and hopefully try to accomplish our ultimate goal.
Why did you want to get out on the optional practice? Why did you want to get on the ice today?
Just early game tomorrow, no morning skate. That's all. There's nothing really to it.
What do you make of the Canucks? I know they're not having the greatest season, but you're from around here, you're plugged in. What sort of opponent are you expecting tomorrow?
Yeah, they're a good young team with, high-end skill and speed, and, they're able to make plays. This time of year, you don't take anybody lightly, regardless of the standings or anything like that. And, they're pushing hard. They got young guys that are proving themselves and have established themselves. So, I would expect a very competitive game.
What's been your perspective on how Matt Murray has kind of handled this long layoff?
Yeah, he's worked hard to get back. It's not easy being away from the team. It's, if you're injured, it's not where you want to be. It's not a good position, and I've been there. So he's worked hard to get back, and we're looking forward to having him back in the net.
How close are you feeling to being ready for game action?
Yeah, I feel really, really good. Kind of the same message for you as last time, and that's there's just 1 day at a time right now. So but I'm feeling really good.
They tap you on the shoulder, you're good to go, or do you still need to kind of figure that out?
Yeah, I just got to talk to the people that I need talking to still here today. And yeah, like I said, just going to take it 1 day at a time and go from there.
What are those conversations like, Matt? Like, you obviously have your field. Like, do you need their sign-off, or what is the conversation like?
I think officially, yeah, you need their sign-off with the medical team. With the IR and all that type of stuff. I don't really know those side of the rules, to be quite honest, but we keep those conversations between us.
What's been your perspective of all the change that's kind of happened, and now that it's kind of settled, that you kind of know, the players that would be playing in front of you?
Yeah, it's nice that we're through the deadline here now, and we got our group here, and it's a heck of a group. And I thought those guys, the new guys that we've received here in the last few days, they're fitting in incredibly well. I thought, watching that that game yesterday, that third period was probably one of the most complete periods that I've seen a team play. I thought everybody played really, really well. So it's obviously exciting to see that, and we're happy to have all the new guys here and to have our roster set and be through the deadline.
You've been in the Eastern Conference your whole career. Like,
Yeah.
what has it ever been this stacked in your mind? Like, what have you made of the past couple of weeks? It's just
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely there's a lot of good teams out there in the East and the West. It's the best league in hockey, and it's going to be competitive. So I think like I said, we're very excited to have our team set here, and now we can just focus on getting better and better here down the stretch.
What made that third period last night so complete?
Oh man, I mean, so many things. I just thought, when they had the puck, we gave them no time and space, and we made the right plays. We defended hard, made good decisions, blocked shots. We did all the little details right, it seemed, and that was just my observation, at least, that it was a very, very complete team game for that third period, and I thought we did a heck of a job shutting it down.
What sort of impact do you think a guy like Luke Shen can make?
Yeah, he's huge. You saw it last night, making it tough on guys to get to the net. Big, strong guy, plays great defensively, blocks shots. Great guy in the room as well. It seems like he's got a lot of leadership qualities, and just another great guy and a great piece for us to have here, and we're happy to have him.
Been a part of championship teams. I'm wondering if you sense any similarities between the Penguins teams that you went on runs with and the group that's coming together here and now set after the deadline with the Leafs.
Yeah, I mean, what I'll say is we got a ton of character in this room here, and we're focused on, like I said, getting better and better here down the stretch, and I think we're all very excited to be through the deadline here, and we know we got a special opportunity here, and we're looking forward to it.
Thanks, man.
Demko's just came back from a long-term injury, and he talked a little bit about not just the physical scar tissue, but the mental scar tissue. You've been through this before. Like, when you get to this stage, is it mental and trusting it, or is it just purely physical at this stage?
Yeah, well, I think, you just do what you can on a day-to-day basis. It's definitely tough mentally when you're away from the team and you're not doing your normal routines, and you're on a bit of a different schedule. But, I'll say the same thing I always do, and that's, I just try to focus my attention and my energy in the best places, and that's, trying to get better each and every day, taking things one day at a time. So I'm sure Thatcher would probably tell you the same thing. So that's where my focus has been at the last little bit, and now I'm, hoping to get back in here soon and start contributing.
What's it like now that deadline's passed and this is the group moving forward?
It's great. There's obviously a lot of moving parts in and around the deadline day, and it's good to have things solidified for the most part. And there's obviously guys with the Marlies that'll probably be up at some point, but we know who our group is now. It's just about going out there and getting it done and getting results.
any nerves? I mean, Kyle's made a lot of trades without touching the roster, but Rasmus goes, Pierre goes, like guys that have been here a while. Like, emotionally, what's that like?
You never want to see guys that you're friends with and you've been teammates with for a long time leave. Think that, I don't know, I'm sure it's the same as when you work with someone for a long time and then they move on, or that type of stuff. But it's exciting in the sense that management's doing things to make our team better, and that's what the whole goal is here, is to win the Stanley Cup and improve our team in any way that we can. And if you're asking for me personally, yeah, it's like, I think I mean, I've been traded once in my career, and you're never fully comfortable, right? You know that it's a business, and you know that at any time you can get traded, and I think that you just have to tune that out as much as possible, because if you were listening to every rumor that was floating around, then it would be a stressful life.
That said, is there a feeling of relief, though, not just me because of you, because you know that there's really not going to be any changes, I guess?
Yeah, there is. I mean, I think at the end of the day, just because there's maybe no pressure of being traded doesn't mean that there's no pressure. Like, the pressure ramps up at this time, and the whole goal is going out there and performing. And right now, you need to perform more than at any point in the season. So regardless of if you have a bad game, does that mean you might get traded? If you have a bad game, it means you might not play, or you might not play as much, or you might not be helping the team. And so there's always pressure in this business, regardless of before the trade deadline, after the trade deadline, in the off season, and in the playoffs. And so it's just about coming in and doing your job every day and trying to continue to get better.
Whether it's on paper or how it feels in the room, do you think this is the best version of the Leafs that you've been on?
That's pretty hard to answer, right? I think that you always feel like you're, at least for us the last few years, we've felt like we've got a really good team. I think that right now it feels like we've got a really good group and a really good team. But if you asked me that last year, at some point I probably would have said the same thing. And the year before that I might have said the same thing too. So we're really confident in our group. Management's done a great job loading up. Our coaching staff's done a great job preparing us. And now it's just about going out there and proving it, because at the end of the day, if we don't get results, it doesn't really matter.
What was your sense of that third period last night? Sheldon talked about it being one of the best ever. Matt just talked about it as well, kind of echoed the same things. Was that kind of like a template of maybe the defensive stuff you guys are going to be doing going forward?
Yeah, it's a great example of what the standard is and what we need to continue going forward. It was a recipe that we went over in video, and we found what worked, and it's about replicating that and putting ourselves in positions to be in that spot a lot more.
Seeing Ryan O'Reilly up close on a day-to-day basis now for a few weeks, what do you appreciate the most about him?
I think there's lots to appreciate about him, but he's very meticulous in everything that he does, whether it's on the ice, his preparation, post-game, everything that he does it in his own way, and he's found what works for him. He's not really looking around, seeing what other guys are doing. He's very confident in who he is and what he needs to do to get himself ready, and I think that that's a reason why he's been so successful, and it kind of is similar to the way that he plays the game. He's very detailed, always in the right spots, making the right plays, and it's kind of what he does off the ice as well.
What do you notice about his post-game routine?
He's just got a routine to everything. I think that I don't know, you guys have been around, you can see some of it, but he gets in the cold tub after every period. Before the game, he does some stuff that I haven't seen a lot of guys doing. Just he's juggling balls, playing with his sticks, changing. He's very finicky about his gear and stuff like that. But like I said, he finds what works for him, and he's had a lot of success with it.
First impression of Luke Shen?
He's a big boy. Yeah. He's obviously brings that physical presence, and he brings a personality. I think that's the first thing you notice with him, and he has a presence on the ice, but he has a presence off the ice that kind of just when he steps in the room, you know he's there.
Luke was saying that he never got a playoff run in Toronto, and he's really doesn't take that for granted. You've had a few now. Guaranteed to have another after today passes. I'm just curious what it means to you to get another run with this group.
I think that this is what you dream about. You dream about playing for a team like the Toronto Maple Leafs and being able to be in a position where expectations are high and you have the opportunity to go in and make a run. And we know that the playoffs in Toronto are a special thing, and we want to extend that for as long as we can and make it fun.
Lots of extra tickets tomorrow?
Yeah, not too many.
No?
Yeah.
Sheldon, what's the mood like around the team on a day like this? Deadline passes, they know this is the group.
Yeah, mood's good. I don't think it's any different. Obviously, in terms of the trade deadline, I don't think that was a factor. I think it was scheduled late enough in the day that had passed, and so many of our moves came early. I think there was a pretty strong sense that there wasn't going to be anything major happening with our group, and everybody, of course, is feeling good coming off of last night.
Back-to-back travel, why call a practice, and are you encouraged by how many people showed up for the option?
Yeah, I mean, the reason for it is just tomorrow being a 4 o'clock game. There's no morning skate opportunity, and we do have a number of guys that you like to get a skate coming off of an off day and like to be feeling good, and they don't have that opportunity. So, I knew we would have some that would want to get on the ice. Of course, guys who didn't play yesterday are going to want to get on the ice. So I just thought bringing the whole group in and giving them the opportunity to decide what they need would be the way to go, and we were able to have a meeting and have a chat with the group to prep for tomorrow and reflect on last night. So for all those reasons, I just wanted to kind of keep moving here, and we got in early enough yesterday that I think we're still able to get a good sleep and come in and get some work done.
When you showed video, did you use a lot of Shen? These examples of his physicality?
He was in the mix for sure. We focused on the third period. That was, for the most part, we showed the process in which our first goal of the game was scored, and then how we played in the third period in terms of our pressure on the puck, managing the game really well while still generating offense and being on the attack. That was really what stood out to me, and the contributions from our new players. There's 6 of them in the game last night, and their contributions were significant and very prevalent in that video.
What's close is Matt Murray, Sheldon?
He's really close. If he has a skate today, I'll chat with the medical staff. I'll see exactly where he's at. But if he gets through today well, which we believe he will be, based on the way he's going, he'll be playing tomorrow.
What's been your perspective on how he's handled this long layoff?
I think he's been great. He's put the work in, he's put the work in both on and off the ice, and he's had ample opportunity to get comfortable and feel like he was first of all ready to get on the ice and progressively increase his workload, and then work into practice and all of that. Then this week, since we've come out on the road here, really has been about increasing his workload, getting into some practices and stressing him a little bit more that way, and seeing how his ankle would respond. And it seems as everything has been very positive. And like I had said yesterday, was a scheduled day off for him. Because looking at his week, we had an off day as a team on Monday, but he skated on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, yesterday off, and then the plan was to go today, and if all good, then we were looking at the game for tomorrow. So that's how we mapped out his week, and he's managed that really well. And again, assuming everything continues to be positive the way it has been, that he'll be the guy tomorrow.
When Ryan O'Reilly is playing in that third line role, what sort of flexibility does it give you in terms of your lineup, and what sort of advantages do you see in that?
Yeah, I think it obviously gives us, another high-end center with great defensive awareness and abilities, yet the ability to carry play and make a play, whether that's to score himself or to facilitate. There was a play he made in the second period to Justin Hall last night. I don't think anybody in the building thought that there was a play going to be available, and all of a sudden he sees that weak side of the ice being available and snaps a puck tape to tape. It was extremely impressive. So you see those types of plays offensively, and the defensive piece and doing what it takes to win. That was, like I said last night, that was a clinic in the third period with how he played. So when you have that deeper in the lineup, it's great to have. You can use them against anybody. And then as we worked with early on when he arrived here, you have the ability to move him up and to move John over or to try different combinations there. So obviously that's a very significant addition for us.
When you see it up close, is it even maybe more impactful than watching from afar?
Yeah, no doubt. When you're seeing it with your group and your players and your system and your structure, it's more significant. I've been extremely impressed with him in so many ways. How he carries himself off the ice, the extra work he does to prepare himself, to take care of himself on and off the ice. But then just the way that he plays the game in situations, or I guess what I'm trying to say is he doesn't put the team in bad situations, virtually ever. The way he manages the puck, the way he positions himself, his line change habits are all at an elite and championship level, and of course that bleeds through your entire team. And I think last night was a good example of that.
Do you think ahead how that can impact you in the playoffs?
Of course, certainly. I mean, that's why, from Kyle's perspective, that's why he was a player of importance, because he has been through that, and it's ingrained in who he is and how he plays. And like I said, I think that's really contagious. And a lot of those habits that he has and he brings to the table here are things that we've been talking about for a long time, and we've done well and made great progress in that area over the last couple of seasons. But to bring a guy in that has been through it and lives it every day and has had the results, I think, is something that really kind of pulls it all together.